I already do understand.
Hey, welcome to W.A.B Sports Talk with your host, Wayne Buckingham, Big Buck. Hey, we have a special guest today, one of Clemson's all-time great cornerbacks. Mr. Ty Hill is online with us today, coming to talk to y'all about our reunion golf tournament this summer. We'll be hosting at Clemson June the 6th and 7th. Mr. Hill, how you doing today, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Man, appreciate you taking out your busy schedule to come on and chop it up with us, man, and everything. Just got off the phone with Mr. Tyson and Derek Forrest, man, trying to get them lined up to come in the same day, man, and got some great things going on, man. We're putting all this stuff together for Mr. Brian. Brian actually played with you, right, at Clemson. Y'all was there the same year, 2005.
Yeah, he's actually from we from somewhat similar same area. He's from Manning, South Carolina, and I'm from St. George. So I knew about Brian since he was in high school. I actually watched him play in the state championship, and I always admired him. And then came up to Clemson, and we became teammates. He was a great guy, even great athlete, even better person.
Right. Yeah, we know he's going through some things. He's been battling over with him and his family and stuff, man. So, every year with this our reunion golf tournament that we put on, we bringing former players, just as not just to help one of our former players. It's just a reunion, summer reunion.
Right.
This is our second year, man, and we are very privileged to have you coming in to spend some time with us, to try to get the older guys with the newer guys and build this thing, man, and everything. What years did you come into Clemson?
So I was in the 2001 class. I redshirted 2001. I played. I came in as a running back. I came in so 2001, redshirted in 2001, played running back 2002, then moved over to defense 2003. Actually, when Brian Mance left, when he graduated, I took over the corner he had. He
Right.
vacated when he graduated.
Okay, so
Left corner.
Brian played the corner, and you took his spot once he left. So
Yeah.
we had one great one leave and put another great one. Now, I didn't know you came in as a running back.
Yeah, I was a running back. I played 1 year as a running back. I actually had a 100-yard rushing game at North Carolina. I scored a few touchdowns. I just I kind of wanted to. I knew, to be honest with you, the reason why I went over to cornerback because I knew Coach Bowden. I was a two sport athlete at Clemson, so
Okay.
I ran track as well, and I knew Coach Bowden was gonna after my redshirt freshman year. I knew he was gonna like, hey, you might want to start putting on some weight if you want to be a starter at running back. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to give up track. And I knew that was going to be the next day. He was going to want to try to get me off that track. I was like, nah, coach, I want to try cornerback. And then
Right. Cool.
he said, you will start day one. I was like, what? I
For
was like,
real.
wow. Yeah, yeah. So that may have been some going on behind the scenes in the working. And I just beat them to the punch. So,
Right.
because I went out there day one at spring practice and it was starting day one. And I was thrown in the fire.
Well, give us a little information. We all know I played basketball there. I know you played football there with Dabo and all that. Kind of give us before we really get into about the golf tournament. What was it like, man, playing at Clemson? What would be one of your greatest moments and greatest memories that you remember playing at Clemson? And what is that atmosphere, man, in the locker room day before a game? Just let people know that they don't understand.
Man, it's nothing like Clemson's atmosphere. I mean, it is by far one of the greatest. I still get chill bumps when I hear Tiger Rag, and I watch the guys run down the hill. I mean, it's like we still as athletes, man, and competitors, we still search for that feeling. I'm still searching for that feeling now in my day,
Right.
my daily walking life, because I mean, it was nothing like it. It was unreal. It was unreal, and the Clemson culture, the fan base, the people that you see on a daily basis, man, they made it like a home feeling. Even to this day, you can go back. I can go back up to Clemson, and maybe because Dabo had got the job, because when I went to cornerback, that was Dabo's actually first year as
Okay.
at Clemson as a receivers coach. So I went up against Coach Dabo every day in camp, every day in practice.
Right, right,
And but to see that it's still the same people that work in the front office was there when I was there are still there today. And it's nothing like that atmosphere. It's nothing like the Clemson family. I mean, and it was nothing like the guys that I played with. There were some great guys, and we all still, stay in touch still to this day. We all went through a lot together, and it's truly a brotherhood.
right, right. That's good, man. We had somebody ask. They said, "What?" We had a question. Let me show you. From Mr. John. He asked, "What was your most exciting game you ever played in? You played."
Mm, mm. Well, man, I've been fortunate to be a part of some real big time games while I was there. I'm proud to say that on one of the teams the first team that come back to take down Florida State when they were like number 3 in the country. That was actually my first year playing cornerback, and I had got a pick in that game, and they was coming at me hard, and Coach
Right,
Bowden made so that I knew that they was gonna be coming, they was gonna test me, and but I can that game and 2000, I believe it was 2003 or 2004, and then also the Miami game when we went down to Miami and beat number 10 Miami in the old Orange Bowl. And like I said, I played. I hate to say it. I mean, I had a lot of games, man, that were special, but those two really stick out. But I'm very proud to say that we took down a lot of top ranked teams while I was there.
right, right. That's good, man. So going into your junior year, uh, just trying to skip a little ahead a little bit. Uh, when it came for the draft and you decided to leave school. Did you leave early when you decided to leave, or what took place on you leaving to go to the draft? And was it your senior year? How did that thing work out?
Well, I could have left after my junior year, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to be paying no bills. I wasn't ready to leave, and I was so close to graduating. So I ended up staying all 5, um, and I left upon graduation. So I
Right.
graduated in December, and then I got drafted in, I believe, that April.
Hey,
Yeah, so I
you-
stayed. I was pampered at Clemson, man.
you-
They took real good care of me. I didn't want to leave. They had
Hey,
to they had to
they,
force me
they
to
say
fight.
that they say that about Clemson. It says guys don't want to leave. It's wonderful. I know the time I stayed, it was very. I enjoyed it, man, and
Yeah.
I know you came a little bit, well, say a little bit after me. Uh, I always follow Clemson football, man. I still try to do like at least 7 to 8 games, pretty much all the home games. But now they come to Louisville and play. I'm up in Tennessee now, so I get to go watch that game and
Right.
get to go watch the one they play at Georgia Tech when y'all come to Atlanta and everything. So let me ask you this question. So you made that jump to the NFL. Uh, was if you had to rank yourself, like you said, you wasn't ready, at the tailback when you made that position. What was one of the hardest things that you had to deal with making that transition from college football to the pros?
Uh, what was the hardest? I would say, you know what? To be honest with you, the atmosphere. Because the atmosphere in Clemson or in college, especially in the South, football is king in the South, and
Mhm.
our stadiums are 85, 90 plus thousand.
Right.
And you thinking when you go to the NFL, you're going to be somewhat similar situations. Well, it
Right.
wasn't truly the case for the team that I got drafted to, which was the St. Louis Rams, which was a transitional team that was from LA, which is they're back in LA now, which that's where
Right.
they belong. So when the Cardinals will be playing, because one thing about St. Louis, they are a baseball town.
Right, right.
When the Cardinals playing, ain't nobody in the stands.
He said, "Ain't nobody
Ain't
understand."
nobody in the stands, man. And like like I said, for football, man, it's the atmosphere. That makes the game for me. And that was like really one of the biggest adjustments that I had to. I had to pump my own self up. You know what I mean? And
Right,
I had to get myself ready to go play. The way but my on the field play, I was prepared coming from Clemson because I played a lot of man coverages. I played a lot of different types of defenses, so it wasn't nothing that I wasn't used to, or the speed of the game. I played fast anyway, so
right,
I adjusted pretty well to that. I made all rookie my first year. I was ascending player. I was on my way. I wanted to make Pro Bowls.
right.
Unfortunately, injuries derailed that, but I was prepared other than that. But yeah, the atmosphere was definitely like one of the biggest adjustments I had to like wrap my mind around. I used to love to actually play on the road when I was in St. Louis because everybody else atmosphere seemed like it was
He said they
better.
had more fans on the baseball season. We had no
Oh
baseball game
man.
going on.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Right.
man. But I still love my St. Louis people though, man. They took care of me as well.
So you played your years in the pros and all that. So it's leading up to right now. I know you retired. You're staying in Georgia? You're in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yeah,
Where
well,
where
I'm in Atlanta. Well, I'm actually in the suburb of Atlanta called Lawrenceville, out here in Gwinnett County. Not too far from Clemson, actually. I'm like 60 miles from the state line, so it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to get on campus.
Okay. So I always ask this question. So what do you have? What are you doing now since not playing football, and you got any organizations that you work with in your communities, giving back to the kids? What are you doing with all that talent? I know you got a lot of talent. You got a lot of talent in his brain. What are you doing now in your community?
Well, in the community, I've coached my son's football team. We've I won 3 county championships since I became a coach. We won last year. We won a state championship for the first time in youth history in Gwinnett County,
Okay.
and that's pretty big for out here because our system doesn't really aren't conducive for us to be competitive in the state.
Right.
Because of our rules in our county. I mean, it's very very strict, and
Right. Right.
so that's what I'm doing in the community. As far as me, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been a franchisee for Golden Corral for like 10 years. I recently transitioned out of that. Didn't want to do that anymore.
Right.
I'm actually right now. I'm launching a new company called Elite Precision Performance. Is where I'm gonna be training because my son is a DB. He played the same position, somewhat similar position that I play.
Right.
And
Right.
so now that I'm training him, and since I'm training him, I'm like, you know what, I can be training other guys. So I'm trying to get back, be as a mentor and be an instructor and coach to really prepare these kids to for high school and for college if they lucky, and for the pro even if they lucky. You know what I mean? Even luckier.
Right.
So I'm transitioning more into that now,
Do
and it's been that's what I've been doing for the past couple months has been trying to brainstorm and how to put this thing together so I can launch it the right way.
Okay, I didn't know. That was my next question. I didn't know if you had a website or something that you want to let the people know how to
All
get
under construction.
all
All
under
under
construction.
construction right
Okay,
now.
well, just y'all out there, just remember, we and Mr. Hill, he's putting things together. Especially, I went to school in Atlanta. I went to high school downtown Atlanta at Roosevelt and Southside. So
Right,
I
right.
understand what you're talking about. I have a lot of friends down there. So most definitely, when you get everything up and running, holler at me. I can get some parents to you, some different kids to you to help you build your program down there.
Well,
I have a
most
lot of
definitely.
parents and that stuff.
Most
So
definitely. I appreciate that.
yeah, so most definitely, man, you're doing a lot of great things. I'm proud of you're giving back to your community, helping your son and stuff. But now I really proud that you stepping out to come help one of your former teammates, man. If you had to sum up, Brian Mass, what could you say uh, character wise? Tell us something that we don't know. Like I said, we know you coming back. Just give us some insight on what you got, what what's going on, how you feel about what your teammate woke up one day paralyzed, and how did that affect you, and How did you feel about that?
Well, it hit me hard. It hit me hard because I mean, Brian he was a great guy. I mean, he took me in. He never, being who he was when I came in. You kind of figure like these guys don't have to talk to you. These guys. And then on that time when I wasn't even on his side of the ball. And
Right,
he looked at me as like a little brother. I mean, I always looked at him as a big brother. And so to hear, and then I also know his character. I mean, he's a great guy, and to hear these, the unfortunate event that happened to him is, it did hit us. It hit me hard. It hit a lot of my former teammates, his former teammates hard because we all love Brian and we know what kind of person he is. We know what kind of character of a man he is, and so yeah, my heart goes out to him and his wife and his child. I actually went to school. I took classes with his wife, so I know them pretty well. And I think my mom used to took a class with his mom with his wife as well. Because my
right,
mother, she after she retired from one job, she picked up another job. She wanted to be a nurse, and so I believe they met during that time. So yeah, man, I think the world of Brian. I mean, he was a great athlete. He was strong, fast. I mean, he had all the tools. I mean, to be successful. I mean, and he was a return guy. So I mean, he did it all. He did it all. One of the South Carolina greatest athletes to come out of
right.
the state of South Carolina.
Yeah,
Definitely
because I
outstanding.
know. I mean, man, we know we all play different sports. Yeah, it's a family thing. I always tell people that it doesn't matter if you play football, baseball. It's a family. When you play sports, it's a family thing. And
Right.
just to wake up, man, that could happen to either one of us. You know what I'm saying? Like you sleep, you
Most
don't know
definitely.
what's going on, and it make you think. You played all them years of playing sports. You never know. It don't bother you then. It's something down the road. They talking about the concussion protocol, different stuff, man. Like it's just wild out there. And I do a lot of research, man. I deal with a lot of football players and basketball players, and that's one of the reasons why I created this. I do celebrity golf tournaments, and I was letting you know that's one of the reasons why we doing what we doing here at Clemson, coming back, bringing the former guys, because just like this, to set a tone where, hey, let's show people, hey, we just don't play sports here. We come back and take care of each other,
Right.
take care of one of our own that's in need at the same time. And so with that being said, Mr. Hill, uh, I know you'll be in on Sunday. Mr. Hill will be in on Sunday with us. Sunday, June the 6th. We'll be downtown Clemson. We'll have some autograph signing from 3 to 5 at TD's there on the corner. Mr. Hill will be with us down there with some more legend Clemson players and everything and all that. So, man, let me ask you this. Dealing with Brian, and I like even with myself, like last year, I had my little issue, had my little stroke and my heart attack after the tournament, man. So I've been going through myself, and
Yeah.
everything, trying to put stuff together. So we're dealing with that, man, and I'm just real happy to see that you're going to be a part of this. Uh, did when we go back to Dabo, you said Dabo was he was the interim coach of the receivers there, right? When you came, so before you
No,
left,
he was the receivers coach. He came in and he became their position coach at that time. I think it was like '03.
03. So when did Dabo take over to get the head coaching job? Was you still there, or you was gone
Oh
after
no,
that?
I was gone. I was gone. I was in the league a couple years at that time. I think
Yeah.
he took over the team in '08 or '09 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but it was sometime after I was already gone.
Right. So my next question, I always ask this question. So knowing what you know now, seeing what did you see that in Dabo? Did you think, would you expect him to take the head job and be successful as he's been these last 2 decades at coaching at Clemson? What do
Well,
you
one
think
thing
about what he had done there?
Oh man, first off, what I think he's done is exceptional. It's remarkable. I feel like Clemson has been waiting for a juggernaut, been waiting for Clemson football to really take back off like they did in the '80s. And I think what he did was get everybody to buy in. Got the whole town, got the whole community, got the program, the school to buy in. They're like, yo, if the football team does good, everything else does good,
Right.
And from what I seen from Dabo when he was there, I can tell you one thing, with the guys that I play with and the guy that I know who he is now, is that they all love him from a position coach perspective. So and he was a great recruiter. So when you got those things going in your favor, definitely being a big recruit, a good recruiter, it's just a matter of time before you can build something really special. And for him to surround himself, the thing I love about what I seen him do is he got football guys around him playing, coaching that played. It
Right.
makes. So I'm sorry, but it makes a big difference when you got people that been through the fire. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and because when you've been through it, you got the experience. You know what the players are going through on a daily basis and what they're going through in game. So you know how to make those adjustments. And so he was a former player at Alabama himself, and he prides himself on he was a walk on and what have you. But he
Right.
also he brought that culture of what he learned and the winning that he did to Clemson, and like while he was there, like I said, we had some big wins while I was there under Coach Bowden, you know what I mean? So it was just Clemson was already, a tip of the iceberg. They just needed someone to help push them over the edge. And I think that's what he did. He did a great job of, building that program to where we all know it could be. And it's one of the best programs in the country for probably the last decade.
Oh
And
yeah.
with
Yeah.
two national championships and a lot of NFL guys going to be
Right.
now, you know, it's really special to see. They know when they see me, they always go see me in some orange. You know what I mean? You
Right.
know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I am Clemson. You know what I mean? So, but I love the things he's done. I'm continuing to watch. I'm excited about the future because it's bright.
Right. Well, what I want to do here, I got a little clip of you, man. I want to play this clip of you. We're gonna talk about this clip. We're gonna take a stroll back in memory lane. We're gonna talk about another couple questions I want to talk to you about. Hold on one second.
Wide right, Blackman wide left. Gonzalez in the slot. The pass picked off. Ty Hill looking for blockers. Headed to the sideline. Still on his feet. We're going to overtime. There's your hero for now. That's the second time Clemson stopped a BC drive with an interception. One was in their own end zone. And Ty Hill comes up with it to end it at regulation. We've got overtime staring us in the face because of Ty Hill's interception of a Matt Ryan pass. We'll look at it again.
We've seen Ty Hill play some good football. Been waiting on it. He comes through with a big play. Jumped on it. Matt might have telegraphed it a bit, but why not? Trying to make a play. And here's a young man that's competing.
Ty Hill with the interception.
Now, I know that's been a while back, Mr. Hill, but I
Yeah.
got one question now. You was playing in the middle of that zone. Did you knew he was gonna make that pass there? Let's go through that play. I want you to explain that play and how did you come up with that interception?
I couldn't believe he threw that ball at me.
He said he threw it at you.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it because I've been on him all day. I believe I had a few PBUs. I almost had a few interceptions early in the game. So I was like, I know this guy ain't throwing the ball at me, and he did. But I'm still when I look back on that play, I get mad because we actually lost that game in overtime. And if I would have stayed on my side of the field when I got that pick, it would have been a pick six, and the
Pick
game
six.
would have been over where time
Okay.
ran out. You know what I mean? So it was a great play. but I really was shocked that he threw that ball at me. You know what I mean? I was shocked. I thought he might want to go to the other side because
So,
I was having a doggone good year at that time, and I was, like I said, I done had got my hand on a few of his passes before, so it shocked me more than anything. I think that's probably why I ran across the field the other way because I was like, oh, it startled me.
I thought you were trying to show some of the running back skills you used to have back
Yeah.
in the day.
At that point, I had to try to put something on because there was a big boy. They was like the old lineman that was trying to hit me. I was like, oh no, 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 no. And I think one of them fell on me. Like when somebody got me down, I think somebody fell on me and almost like pushed my tooth back a little bit. From what I
Wow.
remember. Yeah, that's why I always played with a mouthpiece.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all right, man. I found that. I said, man, let me put this out. I said, it's just nothing like that atmosphere. With 90,000 people screaming your name, man. So, and I might have been at that game because I always do the home games. I might have been there. I can't remember a little bit. I think I was at that game. So my next question I want to ask you, Ty, is this, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that they created this playoff thing. The last 7 years. Just because I felt like us as Clemson always had some great teams there. I just felt like they used to pencil whip us. I always said that. I used to think they used to pencil whip. I think even before you got out there when everything
went out a little bit.
with this playoff thing, I think it's given us a great opportunity. And I kind of felt like last year we had CC schools in the Final Four.
Right.
Did you realize
Right.
that? With Notre Dame and
Yeah.
Clemson for the first time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I was hoping they let us play Notre Dame again in the playoff, but we had just played them in the ACC championship. So
yeah. So what do you think about what you think about this new setup with the Final Four and the playoffs? What do you think about it? You think they need to add another position, another few teams, or you need to keep it the same?
I mean, for us, for Clemson, it's been working, so I have no problem with it. We always in the top four. You know what I mean?
Always.
We in the Power 5 conference. I think it's good the way it is. You got Power 5. I guess in certain years it'll be certain circumstances that can be different, but I think that for right now, I think it works. I mean, we always in that top four. You win your conference, you got an opportunity to represent your team, represent your conference and your school in the playoff, man. I think we've been in the playoff every year but the first year. And so that just goes to show that the work that we put in the ACC. And I know people always try to downplay, the talent level in the ACC, but I don't believe that. I believe you play D1 ball, you play D1 ball. It don't matter where you play at. You know what I mean? And then if you're seeing the type of talent that we got, and I'm hoping that a lot of other, like you said, this year we had 2 ACC teams in there, and I believe in the coming years, with Clemson being the juggernaut that it is, that's just gonna elevate everybody else in our conference. And you got to also understand that when you play Clemson, Clemson got the biggest bullseye on their back. So when you play against Clemson, everybody's gonna give you their A game. So we get everybody's A game, in these games. So that's why we feel we are prepared when it's time to get to these playoff games. That's why we got to. I think I saw something. We were 6-4 in the playoffs, in the playoff era, and I think Alabama is the only school that got a better record, and they 1 game better than us. I think they 7-3 or something.
I think it's the 7th year. We've been 6 out of 7.
Yeah,
we've been to the playoffs 6 out of 7, and we was 5 out of 4 playing for the national championship. So really Clemson just this past year is when Alabama kind of passed us up over that.
Right.
I kind of agree with what you saying, because I tell people all the time, I stay up in Tennessee, so up here is SEC schools.
SEC
I tell them the same thing. I said them same kids signed with Clemson had the opportunity to go to Alabama, they just turned them down. I mean, like what you're saying, you play football, D1 is D1. I think everybody go out and put their pants on the same way. It's all about preparing yourself and playing. And it doesn't matter if you're in the SEC or the ACC. You got to every day you can get beat. In a given day, you can get beat.
Any day.
I'm a big ACC fan on the part of the conference, just not only basketball and football, but I just love the conference period.
Right.
And everything.
Right.
So that's one of my biggest things on that. But yeah, man.
I'm glad
like I
to
say,
see basketball. I'm glad to see basketball is back in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we getting we NCAA. We in the tournament. Like you said, I don't just look at football. I root for all our team sports, and
right.
I'd like to see. You know what I mean? So it means a lot to see our basketball team being where it's supposed to be, because I feel like basketball has been where I've been when I was at Clemson. It was that Clemson where we'll go beat the number one team in the country, then we'll mess around and lose to the worst team in the country. So I was a part of that era. You know what I mean? I was a part of that era. So I think basketball is starting to hit their strides now. You know what I mean? With with what they've been accomplishing, because they only gonna get better, and and then they're gonna be able to continue to recruit well. And as we all know, you got to be able to recruit well to be able to be competitive, especially in the ACC for basketball.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah,
I know our girls softball won the ACC our second year.
That's what I'm saying. In their second year,
I was very shocked about that, but
I
was very pleased to see them.
Yeah. That's a huge feat. That's a major accomplishment for a program.
Softball team, you know what I'm saying?
2 years, right?
It took them a while, but they did a wonderful job this year, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad they kept our track team.
That second year, and I'm talking won it. I ain't talking about barely won it. They won it. Them girls could play, man.
Yeah,
they got a couple girls on the playing basketball. They got
wow.
They got a couple basketball, man. They need to be shooting some hoops too, and everything.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's amazing, man.
But I appreciate you, man, and I just want everybody to know out here, if you had to sum it all, if you had to sum it all up, man, and what can you tell the people out here listening about this coming weekend? What can they do? What would you tell them coming up? So just my thing is, if you had to sum it all up, what would you tell the people to come out? Let these people know June the 6th and 7th, where you'll be at, man. Let them know where you'll be at June 6th and 7th.
Well, I'll be in Clemson, South Carolina. Yeah, I can hear you now. It's going in and out. It was going in and out. I don't know if it's my connection. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Ty, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You be back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This internet. Yeah. Can you hear me? Let me see if I can get closer to it.
Let everybody know where you're going to be at.
Well, I'll be in Clemson, South Carolina. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Let everybody know where you're going on June the 6th and 7th.
Well, yeah.
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Yeah,
I can hear you. You good. Let your fans and the Clemson people know where you're going. Yeah, you good.
I don't know what's going on. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Oh, well,
Can you hear me?
I'll be in Clemson, South. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Go ahead.
I'll
Let
be in
people know.
Clemson, South Carolina. I'll be in I'll be in Clemson, South Carolina, supporting my brother. And hopefully and get a chance to meet some of the Clemson greats that I've probably never met, and some of the guys that I've already met. So it'll be a great time. It'll be a great time to fellowship with other former Clemson legends and the people that I looked up to as a kid, watching them play. Being that I am from the state of South Carolina, so I definitely followed Clemson sports since I was a child. So I think it's gonna be an awesome time to be around each other.
We appreciate that. Hey, as y'all know, y'all put on your calendar June the 6th and 7th, Clemson, South Carolina, downtown Clemson. That Sunday from 3 to 4, we'll be at TD's Oscar's Bar for autograph signing. Come on out, get your autograph for Mr. T. Hill, and the ones that's on the board. We have a lot of former players, legends will be there. Then we have the draft party from 5 to 11 for all fans that want to come out. Then we'll finish up with the golf tournament that Monday at Cross Creek Golf Course in Seneca. It's all for a great cause for Mr. Brian Mans, one of our former football players who's going through some issues. Woke up, he was paralyzed from the neck down. So if you keep all that in hand and come out and support us on June the 26th and 27th, we're going to go off right here. We'll play a little commercial break, and we'll be back to sign off.
Have seemingly disappeared, Coach Wayne Buckingham started W.A.B. Sports. His focus is on mentoring our younger generation and teaching valuable life skills that go way beyond the field of play. Whether it's football or basketball, he has a specialized sports camp designed to address the challenges the youth of today face daily. He believes it's all about teaching healthy habits now in order for those lessons to be applied to their future decisions. W.A.B. Sports raises the money for these camps with various charity golf tournaments yearly. W.A.B. Sports also offers scholarships so that these young men and women have a greater chance at success in their life after sports. Coach Wayne truly believes the best thing in life is making a positive difference. W.A.B. Sports depends solely on donation. If you feel led to donate, contact Coach Wayne Buckingham at WABsports4@gmail.com. That's WABsports4@gmail.com.